Hey everyone, Charity Preston here from Organized Classroom, and we are live on day one of Prep Your Week in 25 minutes or less. Thank you so much for joining us here. I hope you have received your email this morning really early that gave you a little bit of details. I told you the action steps were going to be teeny tiny, just like I mentioned in the video that I posted this weekend. So again, I want to keep it short and sweet. Everybody's busy. You have things going on. I'm sure this evening. I know I have things going on this evening for sure. So let's give you a couple little extra tips on top of what you received in the email today. So the first thing, of course, that we talked about was finding your classroom command center location. Now for me, I've always done it either just on a work table, someplace pushed up against the wall in my classroom. I have used shelves that go right along underneath the windowsill. I have used bookshelves like the ones behind me plenty of times as well. I have even had extra student desks or asked a custodian to bring me extra student desks from another classroom just to push two desks together against a wall to create whatever I needed to, or use your teacher desk, whatever it is that you need to use. The location is important because you are going to be visiting that location quite a bit. That's where your lesson plans are going to be and all of your materials for the week will be, so you will be going there quite often, but of course you don't want it to be right in the middle of your whiteboard where students are going to need to get around it, to use it, all that other good stuff. So just make sure that it's somewhere that students aren't going to be hovering around. You don't really want students messing with your things or looking in your lesson plans, those kind of things. But behind your desk is a great place, or next to a TV card if you still have one of those, or in the back corner, someplace where you know where it is and that it is going to be pretty apparent to any adults that come into the classroom what that space is, okay? All right, then I talked about gathering some supplies, and again, these supplies do not need to be expensive supplies. I'm going to give you some ideas of how to get free supplies here as our extra tip for this video today in just a second. So here are some of the supplies that you will need to grab. First, you're going to need a handy-dandy file crate, right? Just a plain file crate, literally. This one came from Target, $3.49. You could probably even find it at a dollar store or even at Walmart or any of the other big box stores. You could certainly find one. Doesn't have to be fancy, it can be any color. It doesn't have to have holes in it. Mine always have, and I've never had a problem with that. Okay? All right, the second thing you are going to need are hanging files. Now, again, these ones came right from Target. Let's see, I don't know if you can see what brand they are, but that's what kind that they are. I got them from Target yesterday. Super cute. They're black and gold. They don't have to be fancy. They can be plain green ones. I've used those plenty in the past as well. Okay? All right, so you've got your hanging files. I do have these are letter-sized hanging files. And with my crate, this is a standard size crate. If you go this way, it's letter size, which my hanging files will fit in here. If I had legal size hanging files, all I have to do is turn my crate this way, and then the long way here, there's a little, just make sure that your crate has some kind of track on it so that those hanging files will be able to sit in there, okay? So just know whether you have letter or legal, and make sure you have a crate that works for that. Okay? And then file folders, you'll need at least 5 file folders as well, and mine are just cute gold, black, and white ones. Again, same company, Target brand. I don't know what brand they are. Threshold, I guess. But they just came from Target. They weren't super expensive. Super cute though, right? And no, they don't have to match at all. I have been getting lots of pictures from many of you already that have shared with me that they don't match. And that is perfectly fine. All right? Okay. And then the last thing that you need, well, a couple of last things you need. I also have plain Avery return address labels. Any kind of label probably will work. I don't actually use file folder labels because I find they're just too skinny and thin for me. So I use the address label brand from Avery. They're 2/3 an inch by 1 3/4 inch. And you can also get these in an off-brand like Staples or Walmart or anything like that. They don't have to be expensive. That's what they are. And then the last thing that I had on the list was just a mug. Now this one was from my super fun friend, sent it to me. It may or may not be backwards because Facebook's really weird like that. But it's just a plain mug. We're going to actually be using it for supplies. So it doesn't need to be fancy. It could be a tall cup even. Sometimes that's even better. I just like the weight of this because it's a little heavier and I don't have to worry about a student knocking it over because they will. That's just how it works. All right, so again, in the interest of keeping this short and sweet for you, for me, for us all, let's talk about the extra tip that I have for you today. If you are looking for how to get these same supplies for free because you're just like, I don't have any more money in my budget to do anything. I totally get it. I've been there before a million times. Then maybe one of these 3 ways will actually help you to get the supplies for free and not have to take it out of your own pocket. Again, these supplies maybe cost me $10, $15 at Target last night because I just wanted to get some new supplies so I could show you exactly how to put it together. And so the first way, ask your parents to check around their house. Do they have an extra crate at home, filing crate? Maybe they have a college student that no longer needs them. Maybe they were using crates to stack something at home. Maybe they are a farmer and have milk crates. I personally live in an area where there are lots and lots of dairy farmers, so these crates are able to be found everywhere. All I would have to do would be stop by one of the dairies and ask them if I could have a crate, and I can guarantee they would hook me up. Now, a lot of parents probably also have hanging files and file folders sitting at home. Remember, you only need 5 hanging files and 5 file folders. That's it. You don't need anything else beyond that. Maybe a couple extra just to have on hand, but truly you don't need a ton of them. All right? Another thing that you could do if you don't want to ask parents for used materials, because who knows what you'll get, right? You could ask for donations of $5 gift cards from Target or Walmart or Meijer or whatever the big box store is that's nearest you. And if you only had even a couple parents send you that, again, the supplies will be paid for. All right. Number 2, you could ask if you have a PTO. We have a very active PTO in my area, and I know for a fact that if a teacher needed these supplies and they asked the PTO for $15 to go out and buy them and what they're for, the PTO would gladly pass them the money over there, okay? All right, we're not asking for $300 for new iPads. We're asking for $15 to make a classroom command center. And then the last thing, if neither one of those ideas are going to work for you, there's just no way, check with local businesses. And I think a lot of teachers forget about this. We're not even talking about huge corporations that are all over the place. Your local businesses, local coffee shops and banks and realtors, all of those different places, those businesses are looking for ways to give back to the local community because they appreciate the business of people shopping with them locally, right? You hear shop local a lot. And so they need a way to get their name out in the community, and they're looking to give back as well and to probably get a little promotion for their donation. So how do you get those businesses to do that? You work all day. There's no way you can get out of the classroom. Grab a letterhead from your school, one of the school letterhead pieces of paper, and type up a letter and say, hey, this is what I want to create. These are the supplies that I need to buy, and here is the cost of it. Would you be willing to donate the however much it costs, $15, $20, for me to go out and buy the supplies for that? We would be super appreciative. What is the worst thing that can happen if you send that out to 5 different businesses? Or if you send it out to one business and you don't hear back in 2 weeks, send it to a different business. The worst thing that can happen is they tell you no, which rarely happens. Most of the time, they'll just ignore you if they don't have a budget for it. And that's okay. Then you go to the next name on the list. By using this simple idea, I have been able to secure extra small project funds from local banks. I've even been able to go to Target and get $10 Target gift certificates from the store managers. I've been able to do the same thing at Walmart. So talk to some of those store managers, or again, send them a letter on your school stationery so they know that you're legit. You're not just trying to get some free stuff out of them. And ask them for the supplies from their store, or for a monetary donation or a gift card donation, so that you can go buy the supplies. These businesses can write that off as a tax deduction for them. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody as well. And yeah, I guess you could put it on Donors Choose, but it's so much easier to get the funds if it's a local company and you're just looking for something inexpensive. We're not, again, talking about a $300 iPad on Donors Choose where you need 10 donors to donate in order to get your project approved. Not to mention, Donors Choose can be a long-winded process because it has to go through a vetting and all that other good stuff. We're just looking for a small amount from a local company, $15, $20 for most companies. You may even have a local company that a parent works at, and they'll be like, oh, here's 20 bucks, go get it. Like, not a big deal. Many people in the community actually do want to help, okay? The only thing I want to remind you of is if you do get that donation, which I bet you will, don't forget the handwritten thank you card, which is huge and will probably guarantee you'll be able to get more later in the future when you have other projects that you would like to find some supplies for your classroom. Okay, trying to keep it short here. Action step for today in the email was post a picture of wherever your new command center is going to be. Maybe it's take a picture of that empty table, or those student desks pushed up against the wall, or the spot you cleared on your teacher desk for your new command center. Or snap a picture of your supplies, just like what I have here, and post those in the comments below this video. Who knows, maybe you will give someone else a grand, brilliant idea that I haven't thought of, that they haven't thought of, and they can use it in their classroom. Okay? I'm going to post a picture of my supplies below in the comments as soon as I snap one as well. So make sure that you stop by, post your picture, and then tag your accountability partner so that they make sure they see this video with the extra tips and they can post their homework as well. Okay? All right, everyone, thanks so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.